What's going on, everybody? It's your good buddy Rye Pie here, coming to you again from my house because it's quarantine. I actually was able to today start on a brand new project. I am going to be working on my Chaos Squad now. This Chaos Squad is going to be part of my World Eaters force, my first force that I ever started making, as you guys well know. But I'm going to be doing something a little different. I am going to be starting my Red Butchers, which is going to be great. I'm so excited. So I met up with a guy in my local wargaming group. Shout out to him. Jason, you're an awesome dude, and I really appreciate you. He had a project that he had inherited from somebody else, and I am now inheriting from him, of Chaos Terminators that he had. And he had a whole huge squad of them. I mean, there's 21 of these guys. It is absolute insanity. Now, there are varying stages of readiness. For instance, this potato, I don't know what this is, but it needs to be stripped for sure. Some of them are in pretty decent shape, but still need a little love. These guys are going to be heading to the strip bin right now. And then there's these guys. These guys, they look like they're in pretty good shape. I'm going to take a hobby knife to them, clean them up, scrub them off, take all the little yellow bits and gubbins off, and I'm going to record my whole journey with this entire force. My soon-to-be Red Butchers force is going to be amazing. I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. Thank you so much for, again, continuing to support me and watching my videos. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
My shooting phase was successful.
Okay, and right here, what we are looking at is the first portion of me cleaning up the models. I was just taking off the little gubbins off of this one, and as I looked at it and I kind of realized what was going to happen overall, I decided to take the trophy racks off of all of them. A bunch of them were either missing or just not in great shape, and so I ended up just kind of trimming them all off, and so I kind of got a little frustrated with it. So I just went and I clipped every last one of them off. It was just a really quick and dirty grab the paring knife or the little trimmers and chop them right off. And this is just a real quick showing of me doing that because this is my first time using time lapse and I thought it'd be fun. So here we are. Next, I took my hobby knife and I ended up just kind of trimming up the pieces. As you saw, I broke off like 4 or 5 pieces, and so what ended up happening is I just didn't care which ones broke or which ones didn't. I just piled all of them next to each other, smoothed off the trophy racks, the ones that couldn't come off because they were put in there with plastic cement and not super glue, which was a little bit unfortunate. But that was a pretty quick and easy process. Again, just taking the hobby knife, cutting down everything slim, cutting everything flush, and just making them look in general pretty. I didn't really work on the ones that needed to be stripped because the ones that needed the trimming were the ones I was going to prime that night. What you're seeing now is I am going and working with the hobby knife, and you see that little push pin there. I'm actually using the push pin to kick the little yellow paint bits out and get them all scrubbed up. It was a long and tedious process, and about halfway through it, I got really frustrated. I was just getting so frustrated with the whole process. I didn't want to spend 1,000 years poking and prodding at them, but It has to be done. It's the nature of kit bashing and rescuing horrible, horrible things and putting them into a position where they're going to look pretty and they're going to look the way that they're supposed to. So I invested a little bit of time and took a lot of effort to get them to look exactly the way I wanted them. And because I had giant piles of bits and bobs, I took my super glue, a handy dandy super glue, and just glued everybody back together, put everybody back into full-blown Terminator units, and got everyone looking pretty, so that way I could start on the next piece, which is the Khorne Terminator, or the Khorne Berserker bits. This part right here was awful because I'm using an awful camera, and I started off really, really up close, and it just kind of ended up not working out super, super well, so I apologize for the lack of focus here. But this is essentially me just trimming off all of the Khorne headdresses and gluing them to the Terminator torsos. So what I'm doing right now is taking those other ones, and those ones kind of look awful, so I tossed them in the good old stripping bin, and those ones are going to sit in the stripping bin. I'm going to scrub them off later. I'm just doing the worst ones at first, and that way we don't have to worry about doing the rest of them all at once, and I can make room. And I have some other stuff I got to strip too for a commission I'm doing, so that takes care of that.
So I have gone ahead and I have finished my initial build of my new Red Butchers. Here they are in all of their mask glory, and you can kind of see what I was talking about with the kind of look and aesthetic I'm going for. I didn't do a perfect job cleaning everything up. About halfway through I got really frustrated, and so for the most part I think they all look fine. This is a batch that I did before. These are like the first iteration of this, like when I had no idea how to do this kind of thing, and so I used like weird parts, and like it was a nightmare. They just look bad. So I'm gonna paint these guys up in addition, so that way everybody's got a nice even coat of paint, everybody looks pretty, it's gonna be good times. So I'm really happy with the way that they've turned out. If only there were 8 of them. Oh man. But Khorne cares not for whom the blood flows from, only that it flows. So, again, all of my dudes here look in great shape. They are going to be all trimmed up and beautiful. I'm going to be priming them tonight, I hope. And I will go ahead and I will give you guys a first look at them on my next part 2 video when I start the painting process of all of these beautiful models. As soon as I have some more little bunny ears, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get these guys all squared away. These guys didn't make it into the bath yet, but those other guys, they definitely needed it. So I'm going to work on those guys for sure right now. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that I was keeping track of you, and I wanted to make sure that you guys had some new content to watch. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, things that I could do to make it look better, things that I can do to make the stripping process easier, feel free to say it down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to take any feedback that I can get. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, letting me annoy you with a bunch of fast-paced video of me just cleaning up models and making them look weird. It's a very minor kit bash, it's a very minor thing, but I'm really enjoying the process of doing this. It's a big process, a big undertaking that I'm taking on here, and I'm super pumped to bring you guys along for the ride. I'll have another video out as soon as I possibly can, so that way you guys can see them progressing forward. My next video will most likely be with my bloat drones. I'm still working on a couple things here, but that's going to be a really fun video, a very fun kit bash video. I want to thank you again so much for hanging out with me. If you guys like this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you can go ahead and comment down below any questions you have for me, any concerns that you have for what I'm doing, if I'm doing something unsafe, whatever. As always, if you guys do like my content, please subscribe. Please feel free to hit that notification bell, so that way anytime new content comes out, you can always be the first to know. And again, thank you guys so much for playing along, and I will see you all next time.